It's News Hour on Aflao Tv, the heart of Africa. We are transmitting from Avweme, Aflao, in the Ketusaf municipality of the Volta region. You can get us on Facebook, YouTube, and other social media platforms. Our doors are open to the general public for sponsorship. Now, in today's bulletin, 6 persons perished in another Volta Lake boat disaster at Azamansu in the Biakuya district of the Oti region. Tension is brewing at Akachi in the Volta region over a land at Agbagla Copper on the Danu Aflao highway. We will take you to the central region where a 10-month-old baby had been buried alive at Guama Nanyano in the Guama East municipality. The Greater Accra Regional Health Directorate says it has vaccinated more than 80% of the targeted population in the region in the ongoing coronavirus vaccine exercise. In international news, we'll be in Tanzania where Samia Suluhu Hassan has been sworn in as the first female president of that country. This and many more we have for you. My name is Gauga Vicentia. Stay tuned. Now the stories in detail. 4 females and 2 males have lost their lives in the Volta Lake at Ajamansu, a fishing community in the Biakuya district of the Oti region. The incident happened when the boat they were traveling in capsized in the lake on Tuesday, March 16th. The Biakuya District Police Commander DSP David Elselfidonko and the Kwando Divisional Police Commander ACP Wisdom Lavoy confirmed the incident, explaining that witnesses at the scene tried to rescue the victim of this tragic incident, but the attempt was fatal. According to DSP Donko, when the police was informed, a team of personnel were deployed to the place to rescue them, but unfortunately, they were dead.
The tragic loss of lives through water-related accidents have not been new in the country, and especially on the Volta Lake, which stretches across many communities across the country. Many traders have lost their lives while ferrying on the Volta Lake over the years. From the year 2016 to 2019, about 20 people have lost their lives on the Volta Lake, a development which continues to give concerns to many stakeholders. This tragic incident has occurred when 2 weeks ago, 13 teenagers at Apam in the central region lost their lives through drowning in the Atlantic Ocean. The Kwando Divisional Police Commander ACP Wisdom Lavoy told our news team that the deceased, whose remains have been deposited at the Margaret Marquardt Catholic Hospital at Kwando, went to buy okra and other items at the riverside. According to him, it was on their way back to Nkonya through Kwando Dafo in a canoe when their boat capsized, leading to the death of 8 persons. ACP Lavoy said all the 8 bodies have so far been identified by their relatives, who are collaborating with the police and the hospital authorities to receive the bodies from the morgue for burial. One of the victims was identified as Rebecca Gadogwe, a 3rd-year student of the KJB Asatu Senior High School at KJB in the KJB district of the Oti region.
Tension is brewing at Akachi in the Akachi South municipality of the Volta region over an 80 by 100 feet of land located at Agbagba Kope, a suburb of Akachi on the Denu Accra highway. The owner of the land in question, Simon Selawoka of Zenu Ashamai in the Greater Accra region, has secured a writ of summons from the Sokakope High Court, served on the 6 defendants led by one Oris Gadagbui of Akachi, who has allegedly been accused of causing extensive damage to the property of the plaintiff on the land running into some 200 34,000 Ghana cedis.
Tension brews at Akachi over a portion of land at Agbagla Copper. When our news team visited the land under dispute, the one-time plot, which has structures such as a washing bay, a deep wall, as well as a summer hut at the foundation level amongst others, was bare and leveled. Our cameras also captured a pillar bearing the name of one Dinah Okujeto, the owner of the plot, and plaintiff in the court summons told our news team that the other building materials he lodged on the plot for further constructional works have either been stolen or destroyed. Mr. Stella Walker narrated his ordeal in the following interview.
Over the family of Babla Copper, co indenture, co if you have authority to Babato, or Nibra. Have any better drama? But you when you drama about 2,000 cities. Ever your family of Bo, Unamonia buying by you to your dreading, Talama play and play female. Come up with document or macho a gahani, Emahaganevo, with the Abrafia, yet Tadigla. Tadigla, the young Viabajo Maha for a time, Maha for a time, which is 100 cities. I feel a feeling or I've my feeling of Yagodia. At that time, I must spend about 7,000 cities in order for to get to move cover before. Or washing base after washing base, I'm summer hard footing. After summer hard footing, or only what to quarter if you store warehouse when you will complete it. One day, I'm going to push one side down. That was 2011. Even about reporting the police, when you about 1 week, we got push one side down. You haven't got a report no police. Oh, entering diary. Since that time, a number of fear go to Yamagama, but you come up for Ukujo Dina. Ukujo Dina, but you go to police, so never come make a vine by you. Capital of Adobe and Banco Oris for me, Gadabi. By your own bamboo, lucky plotane to over we play, Gabaka of Tobo, Bacabo, Vamira Mabo, Uba, you Sabir of Maui, Manava of a put of our usual plot near Cafia Gojamala Tomo. 25 plot you call him Magonja, you have figured Babla of Toba and Bank, near the Buvia family. I'm a wolf flying balloon, you read Bobba, I'm about the family, you too. Tamahima Udo. Can you gavage of your own Bamani by your report them? Police you there, take me back home, my number statement. You very police station will not charge me. Kakamava, a poor dozer, clone you work a share of home, no share a sighter. Balangas will let she. Yaya police, a photo Amagai Bogosway. Via talk being who can talk for that ship by my planning by. Thank bear money and could never bear like an attribute Hogashi. Makuma, Afi planning by.
A resident of the area, Togbi Amegayibo Kukuto II, described the encroachment issue as surprising, adding that he was instrumental in the construction of some 2 culverts connecting the land some 10 years ago.
I know Buffy Vanna, one on my do, when you do for me, I just Jamana. Alabama of Fuma, Manabanya Chioni by after of Yala and Yamana. And you investigation, when she connected, I do Bahafa. Alabama no more Duma, Babonova Bridge at Afmana. Kuba Bridge at Toyan and Voyambo, your brother Vanibal at Nova Quick. No Maka Hano with me. Umubo, Umaklobe, Avafia Fimida. Omakata papa ogama fia ogama ka ya ojo bridge a order we ko ojo ana menye nwa manya cho bridge amema yanye na oba we da fia.
A spokesperson for the Dogbevia family of Agbagba couple, Mr. William Agbeko Dogbevia, told our news team that his family had a pepper farm on the land at that time when Mr. Stella Walker acquired the plot, adding that they received some compensation from him when he began filling the land space.
Eva ba tete baba to ba drene ka yo no moya duma ye ogo ebe alo aka akọ file tapa ima ba do taji deji
Mapochu mfuha wo imaglaga kona nama ya fahagreta aka fareta na yoku ka kore kadieji ocho le mayima ye majijo blade dere afuma.
The right of someone cited by Aflao Tv is claiming 5 judicial reliefs against the defendant, including general damages for trespass and a perpetual injunction restraining the defendant from dealing with the land in disputes. The Akachi District Police Commander, Chief Superintendent Joseph Atu Jineku told our news team that Mr. Selawoka had produced the necessary documents covering the land in question, adding that civil and criminal charges would be proffered against the culprit in the matter.
Who claimed the place, he bought the place since about 30 years ago without even producing a single document on it. Meanwhile, Mr. Seloka, Simon Seloka, produced this document showing to us that really he bought the place and he has started developing the place before this man came in and caused damage to the property. Yeah, actually, we are taking the trespassing and causing damage case, which is very criminal. That's what we are, the charges we are giving to him. But the other aspect of the civil, I cannot determine who actually the land belongs to. That's pure civil. It's a civil court that we have to determine. For now, we are dealing with the causing damage, trespassing and causing damage, case which is criminal. That's what we are doing so far.
Away from Akachi, we move to the central region, where residents of Gomwanyananu, a fishing community in the a fishing community in the Guama East district of the central region, found themselves in a state of shock and dismay when the inhabitants woke up on Thursday morning to discover that a 10-month-old baby was buried alive at the seashore of the community. This is the first time in decades that this incident has happened in the area.
The deceased was wrapped in white clothes with black polythene bag in his mouth before being buried alive. Speaking with journalists on the incident, some eyewitnesses explained how they heard the unfortunate incident and tried to rescue the child, which subsequently proved futile. The inhabitants said they suspect that the act was a direction given to Sakawa guys in the area by their ritualists. This is because the head of the baby was down whilst the legs were up, they said. The following is an eyewitness account.
No, from Musumukran, no fum, and to Bufum, and Little slad, Nanan also, now what the Musun and Nanum, Namaman or Name not to son. Mamma and those are from Robinson in him. What did this happen in him? No, my sister could be so say you, Robin, when in near the Tama, or the Hatano, near Diane, the Batino. I am a say I suck a waff for Nibia. I suck a waff for Nibia and Maya. Sakwadana. Napa could have did the mobile and one bombardiana, one children.
The body of the deceased has been conveyed by the Gomwanyanano District Police Command to the Winneba Trauma Hospital morgue for preservation and autopsy. The Gomwanyanano District Police Command has not commented on the issue whilst investigation is ongoing to arrest the perpetrators of the incident.
The Greater Accra Regional Health Directorate says it has achieved over 80% of its targets in the first phase of the COVID-19 vaccination exercise. The region was allocated over 300,000 vaccines for the first phase of the exercise, though there were some concerns over vaccine skepticism, the acceptance improved during the rollout. The Greater Accra Regional Health Director, Dr. Charity Sapon, told City News that with time, the acceptance rate has been good with time. According to her, once the directorate had been able to cover over 82%, it is an excitement.
Dr. Mrs. Charity Sapon said her outfit would continue to put measures in place to ensure sensitization of the public on the vaccine. I am sure we will still continue with the education and we will still continue with the advocacy. Dr. Charity Sapon also disclosed that they have started working to ensure a successful rollout of phase 2 of the vaccination exercise. With a successful turnout in the first phase, we will build upon the good things and address the challenges that cropped up to ensure that the second phase is even better and well rolled out, the regional health director intimated. Ghana has so far had access to 650,000 doses of the Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine courtesy of the COVAX facility and a donation from the Indian government. The government is looking forward to vaccinating about 20 million of the population against the virus. In total, Ghana targeted 570,000 people in the first phase of the vaccination exercise. The vaccine is being rolled out in 43 districts, which are hotspots of the pandemic in the country. 25 of these districts are in the Greater Accra region, 16 in Ashanti region, and 2 in the Central region.
7 more people have died of COVID-19, bringing Ghana's total death toll to 705. Per the latest update from the Ghana Health Service, 193 new cases were recorded on March 15, 2021. However, active cases have in recent weeks seen a marginal decline. The country currently has 3,621 COVID-19 active cases. The following is a new death report. Total COVID-19 cases in Ghana now stand at 88,421 with 84,095 recoveries. The Greater Accra, Ashanti, Western, Eastern and Central regions continue to lead with the highest rate of infections in the country. Ghana is also currently rolling out COVID-19 vaccines. Ghana was the first recipient of COVID-19 vaccine doses distributed by COVAX, a global vaccine sharing initiative. Ghana took delivery of 600,000 doses of AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine made by the Serum Institute of India on February 24. This was followed by a donation of 50,000 vaccines from the Indian government. The government expects to take delivery of 2 million AstraZeneca vaccines by the end of May from the COVAX facility. So far, more than 400,000 persons have received their first jab in Ghana. More stories coming your way after this break. Stay tuned. Welcome back from that break. The Supreme Court of Ghana has fixed Tuesday 30th March 2021 to rule on a review application which gave the Electoral Commission the go-ahead to gazette John Peter Amewu as the Member of Parliament for the Hohe constituency. The court presided over by Justice Yao Ampao fixed the date after Ms. Grace Elwo, Chief State Antonia and Mr. Chachuchi Carter had argued their cases.
Mr. Chachu Chikata, who represented the residents of Santo Kofi, Akpafu, Likpe, and Lolobi, contended that the apex court of the land fundamentally erred when it quashed the decision of the whole High Court, which granted an injunction to the residents of the areas in dispute. He contended that the apex court breached the fundamental human rights of the residents when it quashed an order by the whole High Court, which had placed an injunction on the Electoral Commission presenting Mr. Amawu as MP-elect for Hohwe. Mrs. Ewul opposed the review application and relied on the January 5, 2021 statement of case filed by the state. According to her, the issues raised by Mr. Chikata had been determined by the Supreme Court and counsel was only rehashing those arguments. Mrs. Ewu said counsel for SAL had also raised no new and important issues to warrant the grant of the review application. On January 5 this year, the 5-member panel of the court, presided over by Mr. Yao Apau, in a unanimous decision, held that the whole High Court erred in granting the order since it did not have the jurisdiction to do so. The court held that while the whole High Court decision was about election petition, the original case, which invoked the jurisdiction of the court, was about human rights violations. It therefore annulled all the proceedings of the court's sitting by Justice George Bwedi, which granted the injunction, freezing the gazetting of Mr. Amawu. The injunction was granted after some residents of Santo Kofi, Akpafu, Likpe, and Lolobi argued that the Electoral Commission's failure to allow them to vote in the just-ended parliamentary elections amounted to a breach of their rights. The injunction secured by the residents was to prevent the EC from gazetting Mr. Amawu as the winner of the Hohwe parliamentary polls. According to them, the creation of the Oti region, coupled with a recent Supreme Court decision and failure of the EC to create a constituency for them, meant they did not vote for a parliamentary candidate in the just-ended election.
The Speaker of Parliament, Mr. Aban Sumana Kingsford Bagbin, has urged the Graphic Communication Group Limited to maintain its leadership role in the media industry to help deepen the democratic credentials of Ghana. Graphic has been a market leader in the media industry over a prolonged period because of the strong brand you have developed over the years. A media brand that upholds freedom of expression, truth, professionalism, and objectivity on all its platforms, he said. The Speaker of Parliament made the remarks when he launched the Ghana Yearbook 2021 on Thursday, March 18, 2021. The Ghana Yearbook is published annually by the Graphic Communication Group Limited, GCGL, in Accra. It provides an overview of the important happenings in the various sectors of Ghana in the previous year. Mr. Babin said the company's position as a leader in the media space was because of its never-ending innovations and the determination to stay relevant through the various stages of media evolution, both present and past. He noted that it takes determination, sacrifice, and courage on the part of the media to embed a national culture that is supportive of free expression. He said the publishing of the Ghana Yearbook was also a typical example of how the Graphic Group had continued to reinvent itself. The Ghana Yearbook was popularly popular in the 1950s to the 1970s, but went out of publication. It has, however, been reintroduced, given the current media context, to fill a void and serve the present generation. Managing Director of the Graphic Communications Group Limited, Mr. Ato Afo, said the purpose of publishing the Ghana Yearbook 2021 was to factually and accurately illustrate what was happening in the country in the previous year. He said with the dominance of social media in the news space, there was a challenge in accessing credible and accurate news reports in the country, and that had created a void that needed to be filled. Mr. Afo said the book was therefore rebirthed to help fill the accuracy void, especially in keeping the records of important state events and activities. The board chairman of the graphic group, Professor Kwame Karikari, said with the society becoming more complex, with so much information flowing around, so of which are fake news and false information, which was important that the graphic group intervened by keeping an annual record of the silent events of the society. Five people have been arrested at Punikrom in the Rioso municipality of the Western North region for allegedly stealing a 2-week-old twin babies. Madam Paulina Owusu, 26, the said mastermind of the operation, had been gathering information on his victim's mother by parading as a meat seller going to the house. Information reaching the Sefiri Divisional Police Command had indicated that there was a plan by Miss Paulina Owusu to kidnap the babies. She had therefore rented an apartment ahead of the kidnapping. During interrogation, the 4 men who perpetrated the act, namely Haruna Yusuf, 36, Stephen Owusu, 32, Kofi Nkrumah, 24, and Samson Adai, 33, confessed that it was indeed that they were contacted by Paulina Owusu to kidnap the twin babies. The mother of the twins, Abena Owusua, told Ghana News Agency in an interview that the prime suspect, Paulina Owusu, came to her house pretending to sell meat to her, only to arrange to steal her babies. The Rioso Divisional Police Commander, DSP Christopher Jakel, said the 5 were sent to the Rioso Magistrate Court, where they were remanded into police custody to reappear on Monday, March 29, 2021. A 32-year-old system administrator of the Borimanga Rural Bank at Savelugu in the northern region, Cephas Agbodo, has been jailed by the Tamale High Court for 8 years with hard labor for stealing 1,593,000 Ghana cedis from the coffers of his former employer, the Buluwonso One-Stop Rural Bank at Damango in the Savannah region. Cephas Agbodo, who had moved on to Borimanga Rural Bank at Savelugu in the northern region, hacked into the system of his former employer and succeeded in transferring the amount into 2 separate accounts. Agbodo, who was found with 12 counts of stealing and money laundering, was found guilty on the first count of stealing after more than 2 years of trial that began in 2019, but was acquitted and discharged on count 2 to 12 by the court, presided over by Mr. Justice Richard Kojapau, who is also the supervising High Court judge for the Northern Region. The court also ordered that 30,818 Ghana cedis that was found in a safe during a search in Mr. Agbodo's room by the police during his arrest and the monies he transferred from the account of his former employer into 2 accounts be returned to the account of his former employer. The court further directed that the items of Mr. Agbodo, which include strips of Samsung and Apple mobile phones, microwave, and a sound system that was confiscated during his arrest, should be given back to him because the prosecution could not prove that
He bought those items with the money he stole from the bank.
We now go for a short break. Stay tuned. Welcome back from that break. Now in entertainment news. The organizers of Black Girls Glow, an initiative to foster collaboration and create space for women artists to network, learn and create together, have opened application for the 2021 edition. The residency program is open to sound artists at any stage of their craft, from beginners to experts. Singers, poets, rappers, producers, beat makers, and any other sound artists are also encouraged to apply.
The Black Girls Glow Artist Residency 2021 is open to women artists residing in Ghana. It is a 7-day residency program, free of participants. The theme for this year's residency is #protest and will focus on exploring the different, unconventional, and inclusive ways of the youth protesting against unfair societal systems and structures. The residency dates have been scheduled for July 18th to 25th, 2021. The Black Girls Glow, which is a non-governmental organization (NGO), is an initiative to foster collaboration among women artists and explore ways that arts can build community. The group is aimed, among other things, at bringing together women artists with a goal of creating content that is not defined by or limited to the external boundaries imposed by the predefined male-dominated structure of the art scene. The women will bring their own issues, style, as well as their own vocal patterns and creativity. This project leverages the collective gathering of women and the power of creating together to empower each woman involved to solve specific issues relevant to their communities in particular and the country at large.
Still on entertainment news, Afrobeat artist Walasi Langani, known by the stage name Walasi, says it's the loss of anyone who do not appreciate Ghanaian artists. In a Facebook post on Tuesday, March 16th, the Nukata artist said he would never let any industry player make him feel less about his capabilities. His comments come after Ghanaian actor was denigrated on social media for their perceived poor showing in international awards compared to their Nigerian counterparts.
Burna Boy and Wizkid won Best Global Music Album Award and Best Music Video for Brown Skin Girl with Beyoncé and Blue Ivy at the 63rd Grammy Award last Sunday. The development has triggered a lot of backlash from fans, while artists including Samini and Stonebwoy have had an online banter over it. However, Walasi is not having any dragging from people. He wrote, "I will never ever let any industry player in Ghana make me feel I'm not doing good music. Never. We made a classic. Our industry is full of who knows and who pays who. Only few people genuinely play quality music that they know can cross borders and make this country be known for its authenticity. And I bless anyone that ever supported me and my music. I am not a marketing genius, but I'm doing my best and won't stop till the whole world says, as for you people dear, continue insulting artists. Most of all these people bashing Ghanaian actors don't even play their music. Shame," Walasi pointed out.
happiness is sports. British boxer Prince Patel has declared his intention to beat Julius Kisarawi of Tanzania when they clash on Saturday 27 March 2021 in Accra. According to Patel, he wants to land a shot at the WBO African title held by former two-time world bantamweight champion Joseph Agbeko. Patel, who arrived in Ghana last month ahead of his headliner with Kasarawi in Accra, described the fight as a must-win opportunity, which he believes will offer him the opportunity to go far in the sport.
The two boxers are in Ghana ahead of their super flyweight championship for the WBO Global, WBO Africa, WBA Intercontinental and IBF Continental Commonwealth titles at the Kahaya Lodge at East Legon in Accra. Patel will have another opportunity to win the titles away from home after his fight with Tanzania's Innocent Everest ended in a split draw. Patel, in an interview with the Daily Graphic, said he was ready to offer his best on March 27th and called on boxing enthusiasts to come and witness a great show. I am really prepared for these bets and I can't wait to win them. It is going to be a win for me, so I can look forward to fight Joseph Agbeko. Fighting Agbeko will give me the chance to be recognized worldwide and I can't wait to take up that chance when it avails itself, Patel said. Meanwhile, Kisarawi says he would rather allow his feet to do the talking in the ring on Saturday and take the titles home to Tanzania. I want to win the titles and take them back home, said Kizara yesterday. I am undefeated in my last 3 fights and beating Patel will only help me extend that winning streak.
We go for a short commercial break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Now, international news. Tanzania Vice President Samia Suluhu Hassan has been sworn in as the country's first female president after the sudden death of John Magufuli from an illness stranded in mystery. Hassan, 61, a soft-spoken Muslim woman from the island of Zanzibar, will finish Magufuli's second 5-year term set to run until 2025.
Wearing a bright red headscarf, Hassan was sworn in as the country's 6th president at a ceremony in the national capital, Dar es Salaam, where neither she nor the majority of attendees wore a mask in the COVID-skeptic nation. I, Samia Suluhu Hassan, promise to be honest and obey the protest. I, Samia Suluhu Hassan, promise to be honest and obey and protect the Constitution of Tanzania, said the new president as she took the oath of office before inspecting troops at a military parade and receiving a cannon salute. She has become the only other current serving female head of state in Africa, alongside Ethiopia's president Sahle Work Zewde, whose role is mainly ceremonial. Hassan was little known outside Tanzania until she appeared on state television on Wednesday night to announce that Magufuli had died aged 61 from a heart condition after a mysterious 3-week absence from public view. But questions have been raised over the true cause of his death after multiple rumors that Magufuli, one of the world's most fervent COVID-skeptic leaders, had caught the virus and had sought treatment abroad. Main opposition leader Tundu Lisu insists his sources said Magufuli had COVID-19 and had actually died a week ago. The main question hanging over the new president is whether she will usher in a change in leadership style from her predecessor, nicknamed the bulldozer, notably in the handling of the pandemic. Magufuli leaves behind a complex legacy after a swing to authoritarianism which saw him crack down on the media, activists and free speech while refusing to take any measures against COVID-19. He called for prayer instead of face masks, refused to publish case statistics or implement lockdown measures, and championed alternative medicines. The opposition and rights groups have urged Hassan to change course. Analysts say Hassan will face early pressure from powerful Magufuli's allies within the party who dominate intelligence and other critical aspects of government and will try and steer her decisions and agenda. Tanzania is observing a 14-day mourning period, and details on Magufuli's funeral will be announced later. Magufuli is the second East African leader to die under mysterious circumstances.
We go for a short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back, and that's all we have for you today. A recap of the headlines. 6 persons perished in another Volta Lake Boats disaster at Ajamansu in the Biakuya district of the Oti region. Tension grew at Akachi in the Volta region over a land at Agbaglakope on the Denu Aflao highway. We took you to the central region where a 10-month-old baby has been buried alive at Guamwa Nananu in the Gumwa East municipality. The Greater Accra Regional Health Directorate says it has vaccinated more than 80% of the targeted population in the region in the ongoing coronavirus vaccine exercise. In Tanzania, Samia Suluhu Hassan has been sworn in as the first female president of that country. The production crew. My name is Garuga. Stay tuned for the rest.